Do the controversial parenting tag that a lot of you have been doing. I have somewhat different standpoints than most people. I don't research everything, and I'm kind of back and forth with a lot of things, so just bear with me a little bit. Alright, so the first one is pro-life versus pro-choice. I'm very pro-life. I'm very pro-choice. My best friend had an abortion a few years ago, and I don't think other people should get in the way of someone else's decision. So the whole world shouldn't, it's not their decision if someone has an abortion. They don't want to keep their baby. I just don't feel like it should affect other people. It's not our business. So that's that. Baby wearing. I didn't really do it that much with Ava. I didn't have one, and they were very expensive, the good ones, because my back is really messed up. But the times I did it, I loved it. If I had one, I would have done it all the time. I'm definitely for it. Circumcision, I go back and forth on this one because I've known guys who were not circumcised and they are ashamed about it, and they're just insecure about it, and they don't like it. So, and I wouldn't wish on my child for them to be embarrassed. But this isn't something I've really looked into too much because I don't have a boy. I have a girl, so I don't have to worry about that. I don't know where I stand right now. I don't know. I'm kind of in the middle. Adoption. I'm totally for adoption. Whether it's giving your baby up or physically adopting, I don't know which one this question is trying to be at. I'm for adoption completely. I personally, in my situation, I couldn't have done it. I'm not strong enough to do that. I don't have that kind of willpower. But if you do it, I give you so much credit. I give you all the credit in the world. Like, you're my hero. If you put your child up for adoption, that is the most amazing thing in the entire world. So I'm definitely for that. Baby piercing, I'm for. Sorry. My mom got our ears pierced when we were little. I'm not traumatized. Didn't hurt. I don't even remember it. I've been saying I'm going to get Ava's ears pierced for like 6 months, and it hasn't happened. But it will. I'm for baby piercing. Breast milk versus formula. Breastfeeding. I wasn't able to breastfeed Ava, which is why I formula fed her. But I really wish I could have breastfed her like that. If I have another kid, I'm gonna try so hard to get that to work. I couldn't get enough milk out. Like, nothing was coming out. She wasn't latching. It was a whole huge. If you have more questions about that, ask me, and maybe if I get a lot of questions, I'll make a video about why that whole situation came about. But yeah, it's a long story, and let's just say breastfeeding didn't work out, and formula was what we had to do. Spanking. I am against spanking. I don't believe in spanking one bit. I feel like spanking should be a last resort, like on the very, very bottom of the list for getting a child to understand you. So telling them no, putting them in timeout, like, those are things that you should be trying to get them to understand that what they did was wrong. Not hitting them. It's kind of like what Jess said, and it's just making them scared of you. They don't understand that what they did was wrong. They're just gonna remember that you inflicted pain on them, and I believe spanking is it's brutal and it's mean. I never got spanked as a child, so I guess people are gonna be like, "Oh, well, you never got spanked as a child, so you don't understand." It's no, you should have to understand going through that. No, I may have like once or twice, but I didn't. It wasn't like a regular thing, and I was a really well behaved kid. Like, if you ask my mom, she said I was like the best kid ever. So I should know, right? So it's all good. Co-sleeping. I'm for co-sleeping. I love co-sleeping. You don't get as much sleep, but I'm totally for it. I did with Ava for 4 months, I think. We did for 4 months. That was pretty much the only option. It was hard. I was very like, I want to cuddle my baby all night. I was very needy. Yeah, co-sleeping is a really nice thing, especially for those of you who are breastfeeding your kid. Amazing thing. It's a great thing for middle of the night feedings, all that nonsense. After I had a baby, I became a much more light sleeper. I didn't roll around. I literally was just sick straight in the bed. I didn't move. So that wasn't a concern for me personally of me like rolling over her, hurting her somehow. No, that wouldn't have been an issue. That wouldn't have happened. It was really, it was something I loved and I miss it. I tried it the other night. It doesn't work. My baby is not a baby. She's huge. And yeah, I don't miss it. She's gonna be this way. And the next one, home versus public versus private versus charter schooling. Well, I went to public school. I don't know too much about charter school. I have my guesses for what it is, but I'm not going to say this. I'm sure I'm like totally wrong with what charter school is. But homeschool, I would not put my children in homeschool. I'm sorry. My children are not going to be homeschooled. Simply because this is going to sound kind of selfish, but I don't want to teach my kids. I don't want to be a teacher. When I was younger, that's what I wanted. But I'm in cosmetology school. I want to be a hairdresser. And I don't want them to be like unsocialized. Like, I want them to be in an environment with socializing and meeting people their age. And homeschooling, it's harder to meet people their age and understand really important values. But so public and private, I probably wouldn't send my kids to private just because I knew a lot of kids in private schools in my city, and I live in Minneapolis, so I don't live too far from Holy Angels. If you guys know where that is. That's, how do I say this nicely? That's not the best school. People think of it, like it's a Christian private school. It's gotta be really good. They pay us to. No. It's filled with rich kids who get drug money from mommy and daddy. I'm sorry. Yes, your kids are going to be somehow exposed to drugs and alcohol and stuff in high school. Like, that's high school. I get it. But no, I don't want it to be that point. Like, my high school, I think the most drug-wise I got exposed to was marijuana. Like, I didn't see heroin. I've never seen heroin in my life. Like, that's, nah, I just haven't. And I'm sure those kids have. So that's just, I'm probably going to stick with private school unless I find a really good, I'm probably going to stick with public school unless I find a really good private school. Vaccinations. I'm vaccinating Eva. My stance on it is, let's say the flu vaccination, for example. If you get the flu shot, yes, your symptoms of flu increase, but they increase to get, this is how it was explained, is they increase so you get the sickness that you're preventing. So once it gets into your system, the bacteria comes out, I believe. It's something along those lines. And so that's how I feel with all the vaccinations. And I think they're really good. And she can't be in, she's in daycare right now, so she can't be in daycare without him. So I kind of have to do it whether I like it or not. And I think it's just something we all need to do. It's not something I really thought and said, oh, should I have a vaccine? I just feel like it should get vaccinated. It's just, that's what you do. Medicating children. I'm not sure what to think. If you mean like giving kids Tylenol, like when they're in pain, obviously give them Tylenol, baby Tylenol. But like medication for like ADHD at a really young age, no. My cousin is 8 and was diagnosed with ADHD when she was 6 or 7. It was 7. And it's a very clear thing. Like, she was doing terrible in school. All that. Once she got put on medication, she is doing amazing in school. Like, she's great. So I don't believe in putting kids on medication at 2 years old. But if there's clearly a problem with school and that kind of thing, then yeah, put them on medication. It really does help. Cloth versus disposable diapers. I would have done cloth if I could. When I first had Ava, I was living in an apartment where the washer and dryer was almost $2 a load, which is so ridiculously high, and I didn't have time to constantly be washing. I mean, I was constantly washing clothes. I had so many clothes I didn't have to be washing clothes as much. But, yeah, I would have done cloth if I had like a more accessible washer and dryer. So it's definitely something I would totally look into for my next child. But for now, we're sticking with the disposable. This is the cry it out method. Yeah, I agree with the cry it out method. We do the cry out method somewhat. Ava, to get her to sleep, we lay her down. She'll whine. It's a slight cry. It's not like a blaring scream. If it's a really loud, like, scream, yes, I'll take her out of the crib and I'll calm her down. But if she's just kind of whining, it's a little light cry, she'll fall asleep. That's just how she is. She doesn't want you to put her to sleep. When she was newborn, she did. Now she has her own room, her crib, everything. She wants to sleep there by herself. She doesn't want she doesn't want any kind of help to get to sleep, so we do a little bit of the CIO Method. It's really helped us. So that's about it. I'll put the topics underneath. If you have any questions, comment on the video or send me a message, and I'll be back to you. See you guys later. Bye.